If you're ready to create your very own private Facebook group to help you scale and grow your real estate business, stick around and make sure you pay attention to each and every step we're going to walk through on how to get started before we get to the next video, which is how to grow your group. If you don't already know, I am Nick Deckard. I am a realtor in Ocean City, New Jersey, and I exploded my business by utilizing a private Facebook group to attract my ideal clients, and they now reach out to me. And they already know, they already like, and they already trust me, so I've already cleared those major hurdles without having to struggle and fight for that and herd cats. So let's dive into exactly how you can do this. Before you actually create your group, you need to have an idea of exactly what you would like to accomplish here. What is your strategy? Who are you going to target? Who do you want to work with? The biggest thing and the biggest mistake a lot of other realtors make when they do this private Facebook group strategy is they have a vague group that they create based around their market. You know, neighbors of Ocean City, community in Ocean City, things to do in Ocean City. All that's going to do for you is create an attraction of a lot of different people. And you are going to be in charge of a community where there's bickering, where there's trolling, and where you lose control over the conversation. That's not a recipe for success. I have probably between 7 and 10 other Facebook groups in my market, all run by realtors, and they are all ballooned in terms of number of members. But you know what they don't do? They don't generate any business for these agents. What I chose to do was become hyper-targeted and name my group and really run my group in a specific way so that it attracts who I want to be in there and who my content is geared towards. So with that out of the way, let's dive into the step-by-step process of actually creating your group. All right, so this is a super easy process to create your own group on Facebook. So once you get to the homepage, all you have to do is click Groups over here on the left, create new group, and then you have to name it. So again, as an example, my group is Tips for Buying an OCNJ. So if you want to target buyers, if you want to target sellers, whatever your niche is going to be, make sure that that name is going to resonate as soon as they see it, right? You get a split second or a fraction of a second even as people are typing, as they might see it on the right-hand side under Facebook recommendations for groups. You really have to connect in a hurry. So make sure it's very clear and to the point so that people will click and engage. Now, I'm not going to go and create a sample group here. I will talk you through the important parts of what you'll need. So one of the biggest things here is this cover photo. And a lot of folks don't pay too much attention to that when they're creating these groups. But again, you need to connect with people in a split second. And that is another way to do so, usually using a photo or an image with a fair amount of words that give a brief description of what to expect in the group. Now, how do you do that? It's very, very easy and for free. All you have to do is go to canva.com. So when you get to Canva, there isn't a standard option here for a Facebook group cover photo. And you don't want to use the Facebook cover photo because the aspect ratio is all wrong. So what you want to do is come to create a design. My face is in the way. And we are going to hit custom size. And you're going to do 1640 by 856. That is the best size to where you likely won't have to resize much, even if you end up designing out to the edges of the image. Once you hit create new design, I'll move myself again. They're going to give you some templates and options, and you certainly can browse around on here. There is no right or wrong way to do this or right or wrong design pattern. You have to fit what your niche is going to be from a color scheme, and color psychology can be important here. But most importantly, it has to fit with you and fit your personality. You have to be comfortable with it. So whether you design your own from scratch, it's very easy to do here. Whether you adjust a template that they have over here, either of those is an option. So once you have that created, it's very, very easy to import or add that image. There will be a little marker off here to the right where you should be able to upload an image from your browser, from your computer after you downloaded it from Canva, and boom, you have your cover photo done. Now, one of the other important pieces of this is creating your membership questions. And your membership questions are something that I'm happy to talk with you about in private. There is no, again, tried and true method. There is no perfect way to do this. But as your group grows, I can tell you that it's worthwhile to consistently reevaluate your questions. One of the misconceptions about these membership questions is that Facebook's going to store the answers, and you'll be able to analyze and assess how people answer certain questions over time. That's simply not the case. And it would not be practical nor advisable to track every single answer as they're coming in as you're approving these members. I would not recommend that whatsoever. So the questions can be very straight and to the point to give you enough of an idea of what this person is here for in this group. So as an example, the questions that I ask are, number one, is this your first time buying a second home in Ocean City, or do you already own one? Because I'm in a secondary home market. That's going to tell me if they're a potential seller as well. And again, sometimes I take notes on these, sometimes I don't, but it's good to have that information up front in case they engage with you right away. So that's an example of number one. But the bigger one for me is something along the lines of asking them what they're expecting from this group. Do they have any questions that they're looking to find the answer to? And simply, I state in there, if I already have a video or content created that I can share with you that I think answers your question, I will DM you the link. So that right there is the only time, and I know I will be mentioning this in a future video, you do not DM without permission. Stating that up front. And again, I'm not out there engaging in a long conversation with these people. I simply drop them the link to the video or the guide, whatever marketing piece that you have that answers their question. Again, they're here for help. You help them by leading with value right off the bat. You don't make them browse through the whole group and try to figure things out on their own, because they're likely not to find it. So the other important part when you're creating this is if you choose public or private. So some people, again, make the mistake of private, whether they are fearful that realtors in their market are going to find it and they don't want them to see it. But you want it to be public because you want this to be searchable. As people are typing in when they're looking for Facebook groups, let's say they're moving to your market, they might type in moving to Ocean City. Now, my group might be recommended for that, but if it's private, they're never even going to see it. So when it's public, you have the ability to screen members who request to join or that you invite to join. Again, those membership questions certainly help. So maybe you want one that says, are you a real estate agent? Because personally, I don't allow any realtors into my group in my local market because I know that there's a risk that they will be in here prospecting. And that's not me being fearful of losing potential clients. It's that it goes against the grain of why I created the group to begin with, to be leading with value, no sales pitches, nobody reaching out to you. So that would compromise and jeopardize the entire group. So that would be one thing that I would advise that you screen out, whether with a question or if you just do a little bit of background research. And let's be honest, most realtors' pictures, you can tell they're a realtor. They'll have in their job currently working at Remax or a realtor at Keller Williams, whatever the brokerage is. So it's easy to find. Now, that is the basics of creating a group. Now, let me talk to you a little bit more about the importance of getting this right the first time. The biggest pitfall and the worst mistake you could make is creating your group, starting to push it out there, or having people find it, and it's what I call completely naked. There's no content in there whatsoever. People will join. If you invite people to join, that's great. But once they get in there, they're going to see that there's nothing of value. Why are they in this group? And they are more likely to leave before you even get a chance to show them what you know. At a minimum, I would recommend that you have at least 3 videos in there so that people can join and start to browse and start to hear your voice, see your face, and learn from you. And that will keep them wanting more, and they will stick around for that. You might be thinking to yourself, I don't know what to create. I don't know what topics people might want to hear in my market, let alone how often. Am I supposed to be doing this daily? Am I supposed to be doing this once a week, once a month? Well, let me talk you through exactly how I learned how to do what I did. And you have the ability to take the same system that I used and implement it for yourself to scale your business the way that I scaled mine. If you would have asked me even a year ago if I would ever be speaking into a camera, putting myself out there on a video, I would have told you were absolutely crazy. But what made the biggest difference for me was getting access to a massive amount of top-notch social media training specifically for being a member of the Wolfpack with eXp Realty. That helped me create my brand, build my group, and grow my business without spending a dollar on marketing. I can't say enough about the training that I was able to leverage to do this. Without it, I would be flailing in the water. I probably would have had no business, and and I would have had to go back to the tried and true tactics that do work, but that I absolutely hate. They don't fit my personality one bit, and I honestly probably would have given up my license. If this sounds great and you want to learn more about the Wolfpack and how you can get free access to everything you would need to succeed, click the link down below in the description and book a call via my Calendly link. I would be happy to talk you through my journey, ask you some questions to see if this would be a good fit for you, as well as be a sounding board for you and hopefully allow you to see how you can explode your business just like I did by using the tools that you could get for free. Appreciate you checking this one out. Make sure you check out our next video on how to grow your group, which will be linked above. I'll see you on the next one.